Hey guys, it's Chikage Windler, and today I'm actually not too far away from work. I'm at the Pickle Research Center for UT where the Texas Weather Conference is going on. If you look behind me, you'll see there's lots of little poster sessions where meteorologists are presenting their findings on different research. And one of the meteorologists I wanted to introduce you all to is right here. This is Aaron Treadway. So you probably don't recognize him, but if you follow the National Weather Service, all their social media posts and all of their forecasts that they make, he is one of the many forecasters. And Aaron, you've got a really cool project. Tell me what we're talking about.
Yeah, so we're actually talking about bats. So we know about the Congress Avenue Bridge bats here in Austin, but we also have bat colonies all across central Texas. So this image here, the orange circles, which may be hard to see, but all of them show the different bat colonies all across central Texas. This one here between New Braunfels and San Antonio is actually the largest bat colony in the world in one place. It's the Bracken Cave, and it's got something like 15 to 20 million bats. And really, they hang out in the summertime, and they actually come out at night, they eat bugs, and we can see them on radar. So this is an example of our radar here in New Braunfels and what it picks up each evening around sunset as they come out. So if you imagine a donut, it starts as a really small donut, and as the bats come out of their cave and swirl up, that gets bigger and bigger. And then you eventually get these big circles on radar. And so that's the bats coming out, and there's so many of them that it actually shows up as a rain shower. So if we look at this image here, you can actually see the difference between what are the bats up here in the greens and even some of the white, and these are actually then thunderstorms over San Antonio. So this is just one of the many bat caves, and they're almost mini meteorologists themselves. So we've seen them wait for the sea breeze, which comes up in the summertime, to wait to kind of catch that and surf that like a wave. So they'll ride that to get their bugs. Sometimes if there's a thunderstorm over the cave, they'll wait to come out until after that thunderstorm passes and then catch the bugs that get stirred up by the storm. And there's a lot of different things that we look at. And the bats are just one part of the biological kind of spectrum that radars can pick up. They can pick up bird migrations, insects, and they can do a lot of other things. They see sunset spikes when the sun sets, see traffic on the interstates when the beam gets bent down. So there's a lot you can do with weather radar.
To show you, not a lot of people are watching, but Paula just says wow.
Cool.
So, and Tony says great info.
Thank you.
So I was telling Aaron, there's a lot of really technical meteorological stuff here, but I said, Aaron, I guarantee you that CBS Austin viewers who see this will be like, oh cool, he's talking about that.
Oh yeah, it's cool when you get the technical stuff to be more application stuff and stuff that a lot of you and a lot of us find really cool. So it's not tornadoes and heavy rain or the flooding that we deal with, but it's a more fun topic, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you look for? Do you just look at what time sunset is, and then based on that you start checking the radar out?
Yeah. So we know basically where all the caves are. We've kind of plotted them out. So we look for that. Look for the sunset time because that's when they typically come out. But there is kind of a folklore story that one of my college professors, Dr. Kevin Clazel, told me of a newbie.
I love Kevin.
Of a newbie forecaster in the Central Texas area who saw this, and I mean, it could come out as almost looking like a thunderstorm. So it can almost look like a thunderstorm when they come out. And so this newbie forecaster supposedly saw something like this and thought that it was a thunderstorm that was developing out of nowhere. And because they can be so dense, it goes from nothing to that high reflectivity really quick. And so it's a fast developing thunderstorm to this new forecaster, and they supposedly got on air or issued a warning and kind of overreacted when in reality all it was the bats. So we've seen it enough where we know where they are and we know kind of what to look like and look for. The other thing is we can tilt up in the radar, and if we tilt it up even just one scan, there's nothing there. So if there was a shower, there'd be stuff there as the cloud grew. With the bats, they're so close to the surface, even though they're coming in really dense and with the high reflectivity, there's nothing aloft. And so we can be like, oh, it's just the bats.
Just the bats. So, just to let you all know, if you have a radar app, for instance, my favorite one is Radar Scope. When you have it on high sensitivity, you can easily, if you put it in mute mode, you can watch as that little circle kind of expands. And if it's near sunset, and if you're like, oh, the bats, they're in season, that typically they go down to Mexico during the winter and they come back in the spring. They're already back under the Congress Avenue Bridge.
Yeah.
You can go on your radar app and you can see this too.
Yes, exactly. I mean, you can watch the bats, and the interesting thing about this winter is we've noticed that some of the bats didn't go home. This big bracken cave actually has had bats pretty much through the winter, and it's probably because we had such a mild winter.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, is it because we haven't had a winter?
No, it's true. We really haven't, and so they've stuck around. It's not this big, so some probably did go south, but at least a couple stuck around. And the other thing about the bats that we've learned from biologists and the bat conservation groups in San Antonio is that during the summer, that's when all the babies pop out. And so this is not just the parents, just the regular population, but this is all the new bats learning to fly that come out of Bracken Cave also.
Okay, and so I got to tell you, Aaron, I know him through the National Weather Service. He's a really good meteorologist. I'm on TV, but did you know he's also famous? Tell me about your TV time.
Yeah, so because some of our meteorologists, myself included, our WCM Paul Ura, have actually been on national television shows. I was on National Geographic Wild on a show called United States of Animals, and Paul Ura, our WCM, was on a Science Channel program. So a lot of the media, Chikage and others, have come to us inquiring about this. So whether it's those type of shows, the Weather Channel, Weather Nation have asked us for data just because they do like to do specials, because it's one of those fascinating radar applications and radar phenomenon that people don't see very much. You might live in a part of a country where it's the birds or the insects. Well, we have the bats here in Central Texas.
Which I just think is so cool. All right, so I've got a couple more comments, just wanted to share them with you. Jennifer saying, so cool. Paula, they're so smart. Manuel, you say, thanks for the info. You bet. I'm going to give you a thumbs up on that one. Brent says, too cool. I agree. I kind of geek out over this stuff, too.
Yeah, for sure.
And William Richard Harlan says, hey. Jason says, awesome. So I told you, people
people
eat
this stuff up.
And a moment hi to you. Okay, so I couldn't help but notice there is a Twitter that if people want to follow, they can check it out for info on the bats. What is it and what's it about?
So basically, we have started this on radar. Right now, there's not much there. What it will eventually be is something that looks like this. And so we're going to set that up, and it'll be centered right over Bracken Cave. So again, the biggest bat colony in the world. And so that what it'll do is every scan of the radar, it will tweet the image that comes out. And so during the summertime especially, you'll be able to follow that. We'll be able to retweet it at our office. Chikage and others will be able to retweet it, and that'll just be a way.
That's on radar. So write that one down, and I'll follow it and I'll tweet whenever I see it too. Okay, and remind people, folks in Austin, we all know about the Congress Avenue Bridge. We know that near McNeil and Round Rock, there's the bats are there. So where exactly is Bracken Cave for people who don't know?
Yeah, so it's about halfway between downtown San Antonio and New Braunfels. If you're headed down from New Braunfels on I-35, about halfway around the communities of Cibolo and Schertz, just off to your west is right where Bracken Cave is, just off the highway.
Okay, and do they have like a nightly watch party like we do here in Austin?
I don't believe they have a nightly watch party because it is a conservation area, because with all the urbanization in the area, the Bat Conservation Group in San Antonio is trying to basically preserve the area since it is the largest bat cave or bat colony in the world. But I believe if you contact that group that you can potentially get a tour out there. They've taken some of us meteorologists from the Weather Service since we work with them.
Nice. Note to self, me, I need to contact the Bracken Cave folks because I want to see this. I mean, the fact that it's even bigger than what we see at Congress Avenue.
Oh, yeah.
How many million bats would that be?
Out of the Bracken Cave, there's about 15 to 20 million bats when you get the babies, when you get the families in the summertime.
Wow, that's so awesome. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is just one of the many things. I got to say, this is probably one of the cooler things that you're going to hear about at the Texas Weather Conference. It started yesterday. It continues today. This is the second annual. About 100 meteorologists here geeking out over all kinds of weather. It's raining outside, so at least we're all inside enjoying the weather. Okay, let me check a couple more comments. Robert says hello. Rosa, I'm not in San Antonio. I'm actually in Austin. And Terry Carr, hey to you. And Jeannie, we're having a great day. So, and Rosa, hi to you. So anyway, thanks guys for checking in.
Thank you.
Again, this is Erin Treadway, one of the meteorologists at the National Weather Service, doing some very cool research on bats. All right, take care guys. Stay dry. Bye-bye.